It's 5 o'clock somewhere. Texans fans, do you believe in Saint Nick?
I would be Sarge. Yes,
Hey, what's going on, y'all? You tune into the Texans Happy Hour. I'm your host, Big Sarge. Hold on. Wait a minute. Let me put some. You already know. All right, we good right here. Make sure you follow me on the app formerly known as Twitter, the Big Sarge Sports. Fix my shirt. Big Sarge Sports with a Z at the end. Follow me on the Tick and the Talk at Big Sarge Media. What's up, TikTok family? Make sure you are subscribed to the Texas Tailgate Talk podcast and YouTube channel, all one word, Texans Tailgate Talk. And make sure you follow me on Instagram at Big Sarge Sports with a Z at the end. Because you know we do everything for the gram. And make sure you go and read my articles over at www.bigsargemedia.com. I got a brand new article out titled Searching for Answers. What's really going on with Joe Mixon? What's really going on with Joe Mixon? Like, that's something that we really need to get down to the bottom of. What is really going on with Joe Mixon? All right, so once again, tune to the Texas Happy Hour, sponsored by the Hall Family Estates. Make sure you go to www.hallfamilyestates.com. They say you can't buy happiness, but you can buy wine, and that's the closest thing to it. All right, I'm here for a good time, not a long time, because I'll get to that in just a second. Artemis. I have to go. So every year the Texans have this season premiere that they do, and it's where the players come out and they sit with the season ticket holders who purchase these tables to come out, and Hannah and Cal and all the organization is out there, and they do the season premiere. Everybody gets dressed up to go. This is mine. I'm wearing this shirt. I like it. It says emotion, and it got an angel on it. Hold on, y'all can't see it, but if you look at it, it's coincident that Nick's halfback one is immediately another Nick. What's going on, Texas Tangents? Brandon, Demond, what's going on? All my family over here on TikTok. I appreciate you joining us today. So I'm not here for a long time. I'm just here for a good time because I am on the clock. I'm really on the clock. So, and I owe you all an apology. And let me tell you why I owe you an apology. Because I was supposed to do two shows let me sit up a little bit. I was supposed to do two shows on Wednesday. Today, Thursday, right? Yeah, today's Thursday. I was supposed to do two shows on Thursday. You all know I've been dealing with some back issues, and I went to the doctor. And so after the first show, I made my wife some dinner. I took my medication. And after I took my medication, I was out of there. I'm telling you that right now. Let me fix this camera right quick. There we go. I was out of there, y'all. So I don't know how many of you all have heard me tell this story before, but I'll tell it again. I'm not really good at taking medication. Hell, ibuprofen put me down. We call it Ranger candy in the military. Ranger candy puts me down. That's ibuprofen. Oh my God, I can't. And then that Tylenol with codeine or whatever it is, that Advil with the ibuprofen and something else in there. I'm just like, I'm out of there. I can't do it. What's up, Senor Boble? I can't do it. I can't even do it. So yeah, I took my medication, y'all. Next thing I know, I was like, there. And then I woke up and it was like 10:30. I was like, yeah, I was supposed to be back in at 7:15. Hey, charge it to my to my mind, not my heart. Charge it to my mind, not my heart. So I apologize, but that's why I'm not making you all wait on a happy hour tonight. We're gonna get this thing popping right now. We popping. So who's here is whoever's here is here, and I appreciate it. And if not, please make sure to like, subscribe, and share, comment, and tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend to, you know, go on over to the Texas Tailgate Talk YouTube channel and subscribe. Let's run it back. You can always run all these shows back. You can run it back. And I'm going to tell you right now, it's some really good content over there on the Texas Tailgate Talk YouTube channel. It's some really good contact over there. So these skills, what's going on? J-Rock, I am good. What's up, Ryan? I'm trying to make sure that I include everybody else over here as well. What up, though? So let me go ahead and get this thing started because I am going to have to catch up out of here in a minute. Because if you live in the city of Houston, you know that there's never a time that there's not traffic. There's never a time where there isn't any traffic. And so right now, there is traffic. And I know that I'm going to have to jump into traffic heading over to NRG. So what's up, Ricky? Ricky said, should I cash out my Kansas Big 12 championship bet before the Mizzou or hold it until the next conference loss against K-State mid-October? Decision. Y'all give me a second. Ricky's my guy. Let me tell y'all something about Ricky. Ricky is one of the most. There's only two people I trust when it comes to college football. That's Cole Thompson and Ricky. Ricky and Cole, they're the only two that I trust with college football. There's only one person I trust when it comes, two people I trust when it comes to high school football. Joe Gleason from Channel 13 and Ricky. Ricky, I don't even know who. Does Jaden Daniels' brother, he the quarterback over at Kansas? I don't know who plays for Kansas. I don't know who plays for Mizzou. I have not a clue, Ricky. I'm sorry. I don't know. J-Rock, be safe out there. J-Rock says catching a flight. All right, let's go ahead and get this thing started. So you see that the title of this show today is, do you believe in Saint Nick Caley? Do you believe in the Texans' first year offensive coordinator, Nick Caley? Now, I will say this, heading into camp, right? Heading into camp, I had my reservations about Nick Caley. And I said that on this show. I've said this on the show, the former show that I was on. I said, I don't know how much I can believe in Nick Caley because I've never seen him call a play. This was heading into training camp. I never seen him call a play. I know that he was a tight ends coach in New England. And I know that he was a tight end coach when he was in Los Angeles, but I've never seen him call a play. I don't know what his offensive scheme is going to be. I have not a clue. So I definitely had my reservations. I said, listen, I know how some of you all feel about former offense coordinator Bobby Slowick, but we're not going to just we're not going to, at least not I'm not. I'm a responsible media member. I'm not jumping on the boat for Nick Caley at that time, and I'm not jumping off the boat at that time. I can only tell you what I observed from Bobby Slowick, what I've heard about Nick Caley, and I had to wait. So I waited, and I waited, and I waited, and then they finally had the press conference. So I'm going to play a couple of things from Nick Caley's initial press conference with D'Amico Ryans. And I want you all to listen to something, and then we're going to come back and we're going to talk about it. So here is D'Amico Ryans and Nick Caley.
College and pro candidates, and I'm thankful for the McNairs, thankful for Nick Caserio and his help, their involvement in supporting me through this process. And man, I couldn't be more excited to welcome Nick Caley as our new offensive coordinator. Right, he brings a wealth of knowledge, smart coach, He's coached on the defensive side, offense, coached multiple positions, worked with a lot of different people, various schemes, not just beholden to one scheme. He's very well versed in run game, pass game, protection.
So I'm gonna stop right there. So immediately, the one thing that stood out to me in that press conference was when DeMeco started talking about Nick Caley, you automatically knew that he was moved, that what he was looking for was somebody that was not Bobby Slowick, right? And I'm gonna tell you like this: Bobby Slowick has never coached a position. Bobby Slowick has never coached a position, but what Bobby Slowick is he's very smart. Bobby Slowick is probably one of the most intelligent people I've ever met in my life. He's very smart. He's very X's and O's, and he's very analytical, and you could just hear it when he talks. So Bobby Slowick is one of those people that you listen to if you are looking for analytics. But what DeMeco Ryans is describing here with the Nick Caley is he's talking about all the positions that he's coached. Bobby never did that. He just talked about his football acumen. He talked about his background, where he come from, what his mindset is. And that wasn't something that I've heard when he talked about Bobby Slowick. So let's continue.
Well versed in it all. So very smart coach, very energetic guy, great leader. Everybody I talked to about throughout this process had nothing but awesome things to say about Nick and his approach, the players that he's coached. There's nothing but rave reviews about Nick and how he's helped guys in their careers. So I'm excited to work with him. I can't wait for our players to get here and work with him. I know they'll feel his energy, feel his excitement, and what he's able to bring to our team. So with that, I just want to welcome Nick Caley as our new offensive coordinator.
I appreciate it.
So at that press conference, right? And I'm listening. So being around DeMeco for the last 2.5 years, going on 3 years, being around Texas head coach DeMeco Ryans, you pick up on some things, right? You pick up on some things if you're really, really listening, because I don't know how many people know this about DeMeco Ryans as well. Like DeMeco Ryans was like a athlete, a scholar athlete, or athlete scholar, however they say it. Like go back and you look up, like he was like top of his class in high school. He was top of his class at the University of Alabama. So he's very smart. He's very calculated. And because he's played the game and now he's coaching the game, just like he said on Thursday, I played the game. Basically what he told us when he was answering about talking about Joe Mixon and his injury and how he didn't want the speculation. Basically what he was saying was, look, I played the game before. I've coached the game. I know media speak. I know how media sounds. I know how to navigate through this thing. And so if you listen to DeMeco Ryans, you can pick up on some of the things that he's saying. I'm listening to him in his press conference, and as I played it back again, I'm saying to myself, now I get it. Now I get it. And hindsight is 2020. Because what do we do every Tuesday morning? Every Tuesday morning, like it starts on Monday during football season. It starts on Monday, but we damn sure do it on Tuesday after the games are done and complete. After that Monday night game is done on Tuesday, everybody becomes a quarterback. Everybody's waiting on the all 22. Everybody's waiting to break down film, talk about the game. Everybody who is not involved in a team always wants to, hey man, they should have done this. They should have done that. Blah, blah. It's easy to play Monday morning quarterback or Tuesday morning quarterback. And so I said that to say this. Hindsight is 2020, because as I'm listening to DeMeco now, and as I watched him through training camp, and as I watched Nick Caley through training camp, and as I listen to the players talk about Nick Caley, and I'm not even just talking about on the offensive side of the ball. On the defensive side of the ball, they talk about Nick Caley too, because Nick Caley is a football guy, right? His energy is infectious. He's a football guy. Like you could just see it. He's a football guy. And so now, like I said, hindsight is 20/20. But during that time, I'm listening to D'Amico, and I was like, I heard you when you talked about Bobby. I ain't hear you talk about Bobby like this, but I hear you talking about Nick Caley like this. And as I'm listening, I'm saying, okay. And so now that training camp and preseason is over, and I go back and I say, now I get it. Now I see it. I understand why you were saying the things that you were saying, because he is a football guy. That's why I asked, do you believe in Saint Nick? But don't answer that question just yet. What's up, Reverend Brooks? Senior Boble, I don't know if I spoke to you. What's up, Benjamin? Hey, look, don't answer that. What's up, Chance? Hey, Chancellor, are you coming to the what you call it today? Hold on, let me see something, y'all. Y'all give me a second. I want to see. I've never done this before. Let me see how this works. Guess it don't work. Hold on. Chance, can you hear me? What's going on? Hey, y'all, that's Chancellor Johnson. Hey, one of my colleagues, one of the guys that I really trust, even though he never really had me on when he was over at KPRC too. But that's something else for another time. Look, y'all, for those of y'all who are watching me live on YouTube and on the app formerly known as Twitter, that's Chancellor Johnson. Wait, first of all, are you coming to the event today? Look at you, man. You don't want to be a part of being dressed up. Well, look, Chancellor, so I have you right here, and I'm hoping that the people could hear me because I'm talking to you through my phone, and I'm hoping that they can hear me on the computer as well. Chancellor, just real quickly, do you believe in Saint Nick Caley? Well, you've watched him. You observed training camp. Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Uh, yeah. Exactly. All right. Well, look, I just wanted to for you to jump on real quickly and say that, hey, when can we get you on the happy hour, man? All right, but you be so busy. I follow you. Hey, I follow Chancellor Johnson on on TikTok. You are busy. Hey, man. Hey, and when will you put out the scenarios that you and I did? All right, all right. Well, we're gonna get you on. If we could have you on Texas Happy Hour next week, man, that would be amazing. Leading to the first regular preseason game against the Los Angeles Rams. All right, appreciate it. Now you're gonna have to exit yourself because I ain't never done this before. All right, appreciate it. Appreciate that, Chancellor. Oh man, look, that was amazing. I didn't know how to do that. That was my first time. So some of you all may not have been able to hear Chancellor if we from the on the computer, but I wanted to try that out. I had to do something special for my TikTok family too. Now, they my peoples too. So getting back though to what D'Amico said, and you could just see the excitement from D'Amico when he was talking about Nick Caley. And so I'm gonna, hey Queena, what's going on? Devrick, what's going on? DQ, JJ Sugar, what's going on? So I'm gonna continue and I'm gonna play some more clips from the initial press conference between the introductory press conference for Nick Caley.
Really looking forward to working obviously with CJ. Tremendous talent, competitor. You talk about an ultimate competitor, tough, instinctive, can make plays. So I'm very excited. And as
So that was him talking about working with CJ Stroud, and we're going to get to that in just a second because there's something that you all need to pay attention to heading into the season. And I want you after the fifth game, when they're getting ready to go into the bye week, which is week 6, you and I, as a family, we're going to come back here and we're going to discuss something. So you got homework. I want you to watch CJ for the first 5 weeks and how he navigates this offense.
First-time coordinator, to answer your second part of the question.
So he was also asked about being a first-time offense coordinator.
Really excited to get an opportunity to evolve this scheme and put, it's not going to be my spin. It's going to be what's best for our players, and it's always going to be what's best for our players. No, we're not pounding a square peg into a round hole. It's going to be based on the strengths of our quarterback, the players, and the guys on this team. So that's what it will always be, designed around.
So hold on, I'm going to play this one more time. This last part is what I want you all to hear.
It's going to be what's best for our players, and it's also excited to get an opportunity to evolve this scheme and put, it's not going to be my spin. It's going to be what's best for our players, and it's always going to be what's best for our players. No, we're not pounding a square peg into a round hole.
Y'all heard it? Hold on, one more time for the people in the back.
Pounding a square peg into a round hole. It's going to be based on the strengths of our quarterback, the players, and the guys on this team. So that's what it will always be, designed around.
We ain't finished yet. Hold on. I got a couple of more sound bites I want you to hear before we really jump into this thing. Here's DeMeco Ryans on Saturday after the Detroit Lions win.
All of our guys know what to do. We're not out. We're not thinking, right? Which allows our guys to just go play fast and play physical. It's not a lot of thinking involved, and that's what I really like about it. No matter first group, second group, third group, just go out and you get a chance to really showcase your skill set, showcase your talents. That's what the system allows our guys to do.
We'll play that back one more time.
Reps, he's been, away for a while. He's worked himself back up in this show where every single time. But what I love about the system is all of our guys know what to do. We're not out. We're not thinking, right? Which allows our guys to just go play fast and play physical. It's not a lot of thinking involved, and that's what I really like about it. No matter first group.
I'm gonna take y'all back. You remember what I said? Oh, wait, hold on. Micah Parsons got traded? I don't have the emotional bandwidth to handle that right now. I do not have the emotional bandwidth to handle Micah Parsons being traded. Sarah, which you and I need to talk, Sarah, has confirmed that Micah Parsons was traded to 4 years, $47 million to the Packers. Wow. My wife is going to be happy. Hey, y'all hold on for a second. That's why we do this thing live. This is why we do this live. I'm telling you, this is the one thing I love about this show, is this is how we do it. I don't have the emotional bandwidth to, I can't stay focused. I can't stay focused if I'm thinking about Micah Parsons being traded. I just told my cousin this morning at the barbershop. I said, so for those of y'all who don't know, I'm a Dallas Cowboys fan, right? Away from my profession and covering the Texans, I'm a Dallas Cowboys fan. There's been 2 other times that I've almost walked away from being a Dallas Cowboys fan, and I've been a Dallas Cowboys fan since 1975. When Jerry fired Jimmy Johnson, when Jerry cut Terrell Owens, and I told my cousin this morning, I don't know how much I can sustain my fandom if they trade Micah Parsons. That's something we're gonna have to talk about. We're not talking about being a fan right now. I ain't talking about being a fan. Wait, 4 years, 40 million. So, like, hold on. Oh, he got $188 million. He getting $47 million a year. I might be a Packers fan now. I don't have the emotional bandwidth to handle that. Let me stay on task. I'm talking about the Texans, which could potentially be my new team. I'm talking about the Texans right now. My fandom has opened up. Let me tell you something. My fandom has opened up. I'm going to keep the Cowboys in mind, but as of right now, listen to me and listen to me well. Yes, my wife is a Packers fan. That's why I just called her. I have just made a declaration that my fandom is open. I'm taking applications. Whichever fan you are, whichever team you're a fan of, send me the reasons why I should be a fan of your team. I'm going to put the Cowboys to the side. I'm not going to say that I'm totally throwing them away, but now at one point my fandom was solidified. Since 1975, I've been a Dallas Cowboys fan. What's that, 50 years? My fandom, for 50 years, I've been a Dallas Cowboys fan. Now, yes, I am a free agent. I am a free agent. My fandom is open. My fandom is open. Hold on. Man. You know what? I bet you Peter Bukowski from Locked On Packers is going crazy right now. I digress. I gotta stay focused. Hey, Big Sarge Sports with the Z at the end on X, on the app formerly known as Twitter. Send me DMs on why you think I should be a fan of your team. I am a free agent as of now. My football, my NFL fandom is now officially open. If you have a team that you think that I should be a fan of, send it to me at Big Star Sports with a Z at the end on the app formerly known as Twitter. And I will take it in consideration, and I will announce what team I will be rooting for henceforth and forever until they piss me off. I'll announce that before week 1. Let me write that down. Week 1 announcement. Fandom. Man. That's wild. That's wild. Okay, y'all give me a second. Hey, if you don't like profanity, close your ears. Shit. Jerry ain't finna ruin my day. What was we talking about again? Oh, do you believe in Saint Nick? I don't care nothing about what Jerry got going on right now. I don't care nothing about what the Dallas Cowboys, my former team that I rooted for 50 years, has going on. That's got to be the most idiotic shit I have ever seen in my life. Because your feelings got hurt, you're going to trade one of the best defensive players in the league because your feelings can hurt. Your feelings got hurt because the agent said you can't do it without me. And then what did he do? Go get his client more money. Sure, Jerry could have forced him, but who cares? Yeah. I'm done. I'm gonna throw them in the hat, but I'm a free agent. Let's get back to what we was talking about, y'all. Do you believe in Saint Nick? So this is what. So I played this because.
Sorry, all of that.
Hold on.
And what I love about the system is all of our guys know what to do. We're not thinking, right? Which allows our guys to just go play fast and play physical. It's not a lot of thinking involved. And that's what I really like about it. No matter first group, second group, third group, just go out and you get a chance to really showcase your skill set, showcase your talents. That's what the system allows our guys to do.
Okay. Hey, y'all hold on for a second. H-Town Tony. First of all, welcome to the show. I'm glad you're here. Thank you for coming. So you do know that the Cowboys and the Texans are not rivals, right? You know who the Cowboys' rivals are? The Commanders, the Eagles, the Giants, the Steelers, who else? Packers. Like, that's the rivals of the Cowboys. Just because two teams are in the same state don't make them rivals. The Cowboys and the Texans, they're not rivals. They're just in state, and it just gives the fans something to go back and forth for. Now, I ain't finna, get all off into that. They're not rivals. I just had to address that. So, y'all remember H-Town Tony, man, you always welcome here, bro. You are always welcome here. He said, I'm just talking shit. Hold on. He said, I'm just talking shit. Hey, look, I'm not too fond of the city of Dallas. Y'all think I root for the Dallas Cowboys because I like the city of Dallas or Irving or Arlington? Like, I ain't got nothing against them, though, because I don't want no smoke. I don't have nothing against those cities. I just love Houston. And I don't root for the Dallas Cowboys because of the city of Dallas or Arlington or Irving or Frisco or none of that. No, I just been a Dallas Cowboy fan since I was knee-high to a duck butt. But look, let me get back on point because I don't have too much more time. So y'all remember when I said earlier, right? You remember when I said earlier, hey, what's up, Alexis? What's up, Sean, Romanis, H-Town Tony? Did I miss anybody else that came in here? Tay, what's good, Tay? So remember what I said earlier, though? I said Bobby is analytical. Bobby thinks a lot. Bobby is one of those guys that it has to, like, Bobby goes with his mind more than he goes with his gut. If you've played sports before, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Bobby goes with his mind more than he goes with his gut. And sometimes when you're playing sports, you have to go with your gut. You can't go with your mind. You got to go with your gut sometimes. That's the one thing that I used to love about former Houston Astros manager Dusty Baker. He used to say, I know what the analytics say. I know I know what the analytics say, but I'm going with my gut because I played the game. Black Eighth Element, what's going on? I played the game, so I know what that means. And so when you listen to what the head coach D'Amico Ryans just said, he said the players are basically playing. They're not thinking. They're playing. They're playing the game. They're going off of instincts, right? And so I want to play this last clip. And this clip is from I got a chance to speak with Damian Pierce, who played for the first time in the preseason after the game. And this is what he had to say.
I like that he's straightforward with us, man. Especially when we were installing it.
What do you like about this? What do you like about this Nick Caley offense?
I like that he's straightforward with us, man. Especially when we were installing it in OTAs and going over again in camp. You know, we were just real thorough on what he wanted from us, and I feel like he catered to us as athletes, not just trying to, you know, just stick us in, use us as X's and O's. He's really looking at, okay, 31 in the game. What we gonna do with 31? Okay, we got Nico in the game. What we gonna do? You know what I'm saying? So just him.
Let me stop right there. Let me take this back. Now listen to what Dameon Pierce is saying about this Nick Caley offensive system.
Not just trying to, you know, just stick us in, use us as X's and O's. He's really looking over us, man. Especially when we were installing it in.
What do you like about this Nick Caley offense?
I like that he's straightforward with us, man. Especially when we were installing it in OTAs and going over again in camp. You know, we were just real thorough on what he wanted from us, and I feel like he catered to us as athletes, not just trying to, you know, just stick us in, use us as X's and O's. He's really looking at.
Listen to what he's saying. What's up, J Mac? What's up, Bell at the Trey, baby? JJ Sugar, what's going on? Listen to what he's saying. I'm gonna play this. Let me back it up just one more time.
You know, we were just real thorough on what he wanted from us, and I feel like he catered to us as athletes, not just trying to, you know, just stick us in, use us as X's and O's. He's really looking at.
You heard what he said? Not just using us as X's and O's. You remember when Dameon Pierce, when Bobby Slowick first came, Dameon Pierce said that playbook was like a Bible. He said that playbook is like a Bible, and it is a lot to try to digest and learn in that short amount of time. He said it was like a Bible. Now, listen to what Nick Caley has said. Listen to what Nick Caley has said about his offense. Listen to what D'Amico Ryan said on Saturday about the offense and have been saying. You listen to a couple of other offensive players, and you listen to what Dameon Pierce is saying right here. He says we're more than just X's and O's, and that's what Bobby made them in the system. Listen, I'm not here to shit on Bobby. Okay, I'm not here to take a dump on Bobby. I'm not here to talk down on Bobby. I'm not here to do that. I'm not here. We've had a plethora of conversations about. Bobby Slowick. Bobby Slowick is no longer the offensive coordinator for the Houston Texans. We can talk about him at another time when the time comes, but he is no longer the offensive coordinator for the Houston Texans. Nick Caley is. And so I'm not taking this time to take a dump on Bobby Slowick. I'm not. But what I want you to hear is what D'Amico just said, what Nick Caley said, and what Dameon Pierce is saying right now. They are catering. Nick Caley is catering to the players. He's catering to the players and not to the system. That's a distinct, that's one of the most distinct things that should stand out to you. He's not catering to a system. He's not just grabbing this book and saying, this is what we're going to do. No matter what, we are going to stick to this. I don't care who's on the field. I don't care the talent. This is, look, my playbook is designed, run the play. Wait a minute, coach, because there are some things that could run the play. So listen to what Dameon Pierce is saying.
Okay, 31 in the game. What we gonna do with 31? Okay, we got Nico in the game. What we gonna do? You know what I'm saying?
So you hear what he's saying? Nick Caley's system is designed for the player and not the X's and the O's. If you got Dameon Pierce in the game, you run plays to Dameon Pierce's strength. If you have Nico Collins in the game, you run plays to his strength. You give CJ the amount of control that you want him to have because you're playing towards his strength. Higgins, Noel, Kirk, whoever's in the game, Chubb, like what Nick Caley is doing is saying, I know my personnel. And that's what, look, one of the things that made the Rockets so successful the last 2 years, and especially this past season, was that Ime Udoka used to always say, KYP, know your personnel. KYP, Know your personnel. And that's what Nick Caley does. Nick Caley knows his personnel, and he's using it to his advantage so far. So, like I said when I started this show, I did not know what Nick Caley was going to be when he was hired. Had no clue. I didn't even know who Nick Caley was before he got hired. If we're keeping it a buck, I didn't even know who Nick Caley was. But as time has gone on, and I've had an opportunity to speak with him, and I've had an opportunity to watch, and I've had an opportunity to see not only in training camp and joint practices, but in game situations. And I'm going to get to that in just a second, because there's one player. Uh-oh. Y'all hold on for a second.
Your call has been forwarded to voice.
I know she did not. Did she send me to the voicemail? All right, I'll try to call her again. My goodness. What happened? Oh, this is just crazy. Well, I don't know. I guess I'll now. Because for some reason, it has frozen. Ah. Well, TikTok family, I don't know what's going on, but my computer has frozen. I'll be back.
So just him viewing us as, you know, then trying to cater to our skill sets as players, you know, it's been great to be in and learn and kind of see on the field, kind of like
So y'all can still see me on okay, so I guess I'm still streaming live.
I kind of
What's
have
going on?
my
I'm still here. Y'all can still see me? Hold on. Hey, y'all can still see me? Let me know. Let me know. I hadn't had some. But this has been okay. I'm sorry, y'all. I apologize. I don't know what happened. I don't know. Jerry traded Michael Parsons, and then he started messing with my computer. You old son of a sucker. Let me put this clip back up that I wanted to have up anyway. Where is it? This is what we were talking about.
What do you like about this? What do you like about this Nick Caley offense?
I like that he's straightforward with us, man. Especially when we were installing it in OTAs and going over again in camp. You know, we were just real thorough on what he wanted from us, and I feel like he catered to us as athletes, not just trying to, you know, just stick us in, use us as X's and O's. He's really looking at, okay, 31 in the game. What we gonna do with 31? Okay, we got Nico in the game. What we gonna do? You know what I'm saying? So just him viewing us as, you know, and trying to cater to our skill sets as players, you know, it's been great to be in and learn and kind of see on the field, kind of like I kind of had my own flow going with him. He was like, okay, DPA, we're going to get him going down here. We're going to get him going, you know, mid zone, tight zone. And it just feels so, like, comfortable just playing up on the Caley.
So you heard what he said, right? And I'm coming back. I got to do a Texans tailgate after dark. Y'all heard what he said, though? You heard what he said? Everything that he said entails everything about this Nick Caley system and everything he did not like about Bobby Slowick's system. We talked at the beginning of this show, like I said earlier, that Bobby was the X's and O's guys. He's the analytical guy, and Nick Caley is not. Nick Caley is not. Cole Popovich is not. They're the type of guys that's like, look, we can draw up these plays. We're going to do these plays, but what we want to know is how does it benefit our players? What Nick Caley said in his introductory press conference was what? We're not trying to pound a square peg into a round hole. I want to be able to run the type of offense that caters around the players, because it doesn't matter how much you draw it up on paper. If the players can't execute it, then what are you doing? And like I said earlier, I'm not here to talk down on Bobby Slowick, but what was happening was he just kept saying, run this play, run this play, run this play. And you cannot do that. You can't. You can't do that. You can't just say, hey, man, get out here and run this play, especially when you don't know. Hold on. Especially when you don't know what's going on. Let me get back on here to my TikTok family. TikTok family, I'm back. And so when you're listening to what D'Amico said, what Nick Caley said, what Damian Pierce said, you can see that at some point in time, there was a huge disconnect from Bobby Slowick and the rest of the Texans offense. And what I have seen this season, what I have seen throughout training camp, and what I've seen in the joint practices, and what I've seen in the preseason is the connection between the offensive coordinator and the offensive personnel. And if you have been watching, and you have been watching the Houston Texans over this past over this past preseason, over this training camp, for those of you all who got a chance to come to the open practices, you know, and you can see, all right, now I see what he's trying to do. He's trying to get the ball out of CJ's hands quicker. When I had an opportunity to speak with Nico Collins after the Carolina Panthers game, he said that one of the things that helped him score that touchdown on 4th and 5 was the ball came out of his hands quicker. If you listen to what CJ is saying, I'm able to make quicker decisions now. I'm able to get the ball out of my hands. And CJ, of course, he struggled some against his own defense, but he's still learning these plays. And they're still using some of Bobby's plays. They just tweaked them a little bit. But I like that the offense is player-driven. And I was talking to one of my colleagues today, and I said, when you look at the Houston Texans offense, right, over the past 2 years, and now you look at what it's like with Nick Caley so far, it's the equivalent to, if you're a parent, right? If you're a parent, you know that when you're raising a child, your child is watching you. Your child is watching everything that you do. Your child wants to emulate and be like you. And if you're doing the right thing and you're showing them how to be what they should be, of course, or if you're setting a bad example, it doesn't matter. Your child watches you with everything that you do, right? Right. Bobby Slowick only knew how to run things like Kyle Shanahan. And if you watched his offense over the last 2 years, it looked like a Kyle Shanahan type system. Had a lot of Kyle Shanahan system, which is one of the reasons why D'Amico said through training camp that this offense won't be copy and paste. And so, Bobby only knew what he knew. He only knew what he was around. Don't get me wrong, that Kyle Shanahan system was successful and has been successful in San Francisco. That Kyle Shanahan system can't work in Houston. It's just different. In the first year, sure. The second year, it just went to hell in a handbasket. And so when you're a parent, your child watches you and he emulates you. I'm not calling Kyle Shanahan Bobby Slowick's father. I'm not. What I'm saying is that Bobby Slowick watched Kyle Shanahan for so long and he figured that he could emulate everything that he was doing. When you look at what Nick Caley is doing right now, Nick Caley is emulating what he's seen in New England and how you have an offense with Josh McDaniels that can draw up the plays, but it works with the players. Hey, man, look, I know Tom Brady. This is what he does. This is what he does well. Hey, let's cater to what Tom Brady does well. Let's build this offense around what Tom Brady does well. Okay, we know that Wes Welker is going to be right here. We know that Amendola is going to be right here. We know that when we got Randy Moss, what we could do with Randy Moss. We know what we could do when we have running back. So that, and then he leaves that system. And then he goes to the ultimate player system in Los Angeles with Sean McVay, who is by far the smartest coach in the NFL. There's no coach smarter than Sean McVay right now, currently in the NFL. You debate your stepdaddy, not me. Talk it over with your stepmom, not me. Sean McVay is the smartest coach in the NFL. Not only is he the smartest coach, he also watches, listens, and adjusts. The problem with the Houston Texans last season, there was no adjustments. Josh McDaniels, when he was with the New England Patriots, adjusted. Sean McVay adjusts. He adjusts. Hey, something ain't right. Let's go. You know who has that same type of mentality to be able to adjust? Ben Johnson, who is the former offensive coordinator for the Detroit Lions, who is the head coach of the Chicago Bears right now. He knows how to adjust. Bobby never knew how to adjust. Watching Nick Caley so far, he's learning how to adjust. And I've come on here and I've told you on numerous occasions that for some reason, the first part of practice and whatever they're trying to install, the defense was whooping the offense's butt, right? Whooping their butt. And then come the later half, all of a sudden things just start to equal out. Things just started to balance out. And you're looking and you're saying to yourself, oh, so maybe that install or whatever they was trying to do, they was just trying to install no matter what the results were going to be. We've got to install it. No matter if it gets stopped, we've got to install this. And that second half is, all right, let's go. Do what you know. And then you see CJ start to get comfortable and it was like that against the Detroit Lions in that joint practice. that in that joint practice, the offense looked. So you're saying to yourself, okay, they're trying to install something right now. Still, right? They're going through their own routine. Then in that second half, when CJ and Nico started playing catch, and then when they started playing catch, then it opened up a lot for everybody else. And so when you look at that, right? When you look at that, you're saying to yourself, Bobby Slowick emulated Kyle Shanahan. And I don't want to rehash what Matt Ryan said about the Kyle Shanahan offense in the Super Bowl when Kyle Shanahan was the offensive coordinator for the Atlanta Falcons, that 28-3 debacle. We don't want to rehash that. We don't want to think about that. What I'm telling you is so far, watching Nick Caley and watch how he operates and watch how this offense is working, you can see that he ain't just talking, he doing. He ain't talking about it, he being about it. That personnel and whatever he has on the field, he gets it to work. And he works with CJ, and CJ, those two, they get it to work. And that's exactly what Josh McDaniels used to do in New England. And that's exactly what Sean McVay does in Los Angeles. And when you start to look at other coaches from that Sean McVay tree, you start to see some things like, okay, damn, all right, he does that. You know who emulates Sean McVay as well? Ricky, what is the head coach that used to be? What is the coach who used to be the head coach at Texas Tech, who is now the offensive coordinator for the Washington Commanders? God dang it, he got good hair. I know that. What was the former Texas Tech coach that is the Washington Commanders offensive coordinator right now? I cannot think of his name. His name slips my mind. God dang it. I'll look it up next time. But you look and you watch the Washington Commanders. That's one of the things that they do. Oh, Cliff Kingsbury. Yes, Cliff Kingsbury takes a lot from Sean McVay. Takes a lot from what Sean McVay does. Kevin Stefanski with the Cleveland Browns takes a lot of what Sean McVay does. Kevin O'Connell in Minnesota takes a lot of what Sean McVay does. What's the head coach of the Cincinnati Bengals? I know I'm asking y'all, but I got to get up out of here. The head coach of the Cincinnati Bengals, the exact same way. All of those coaches do certain adjustments exactly like Sean McVay. And that's what Nick Caley is doing. You could tell Nick Caley studied under Sean McVay, and he watched his moves. And when you take that mindset and put it in a football guy's body, when you put it in a football guy's body, an energetic guy like that who just ball is on, like football is on his mind at all times, then you're going to get what the Houston Texans have looked like so far. Yes, they have not played a regular season game. We could come back here before the bye week and be saying, damn, that offense looks like trash. We could. But I'm going to go out on the limb and say, I like what I've seen. And let me tell you why I've liked what I've seen. Nick Caley's system, Nick Caley's offensive system got Graham Mertz a job. Y'all think I'm stupid, right? Y'all saying, Sarge, there's no possible way that you even believe that. There's no possible way that you believe that. All right, give me a second. Give me 1 second. Do 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 do. If you follow me on the app formerly known as Twitter, you know what I said you seen what I was tweeting live when Graham Mertz played in his first preseason game. In his first preseason game, against the Minnesota Vikings. What did I tell you? I said, shit, I feel like I'm about to catch an interception from Graham Mertz Every time he turn around, he's throwing an interception, throwing an interception, throwing an interception. I'm like, shit, can he? Like, hey, he look like the white version of Jameis Winston. I was like, hey, man, do you need contacts? Do you need contacts? Do you need, like, what are you seeing? Like, you do realize that y'all uniforms are white. Their uniforms are purple. How are you steady throwing the ball to the people in purple? There's no possible way you can keep throwing the ball to the people in purple. Graham Mertz, first preseason game against the Minnesota Vikings, he was 7 for 14 for 27 yards and 3 interceptions. 7 for 14, 27 yards, and 3 interceptions. And I said to myself, ain't no possible way that he's going to make this team. There's no way. Looking at that first preseason game, you say to yourself, oh, hell no. Hell no. Graham Mertz ain't finna make this team. Hey, look, he gonna be, he'll find, look, he can find him a good job. He went to the University of Florida. Their alumni is strong. Their alumni is strong. In the second game against the Carolina Panthers, he was 2 for 2 for 2 yards. 2 for 2 for 2 yards. Y'all hold on for a second. Hey, just real quickly. I think I've opened up my fandom. I'm a free agent when it comes to fandom. So you're going to have to, throw your Packers team in there too. I'm considering a new team.
Okie dokie.
Oh, you're on the show live
Come
too.
over to the golden side.
To the golden side. That's something weird. I don't like cheese that much. If I become a Packers fan, I gotta wear cheese on my head too?
No, you don't have to.
Okay.
But the colors are really nice.
All right, so I'm gonna see. Look, hold on. This is kind of a family friendly show, but I'm gonna still be like, hey, look, I mean, you can convince me. You know what I'm saying? That. All right, I got to get up out of here. I got to hit in the NRG. I'll call you when I get in the truck.
Okay.
All right. Love you.
Love you too.
Bye. Don't tell me. She can kind of convince me to be, Anyway, so when you look, right, you're saying to yourself, and after the first 2 preseason games, you say, ain't no damn way Graham Mertz is going to. Graham Mertz? Hell no, he's not going to make this team. He going to get cut. He going to go back and be a student coach. No, I mean a student coach. He gonna be a grad assistant. I don't know what they call him when they bring him back to let him start off being passing game coordinators or strength and conditioning coaches. I said to myself, there's no possible way that Graham Mertz is gonna make this team. And then you seen something in the last preseason game. And what clicked to me, and the reason why I asked D'Amico Ryans that question about, hey, Caley's system looked like it's a plug-and-play system, not talent-wise, but just scheme-wise. He knows how to get the best out of the players that he has in that system. And that's what he said. Hey, man, it ain't about all that thinking. It's about playing football. And when Graham Mertz's last game is the reason why he made the 53-man active roster. That's why they kept him and did not keep Harrison Bryant, brought him back to the practice squad. But when you're saying, a lot of the fans were saying, well, why do we keep only 2 tight ends and 3 quarterbacks? Because they watch what Graham Mertz did against the Lions on Saturday. And all that had to do with the way that Nick Caley's offense is designed. So that's why you should believe in St. Nick, because if he could take what Graham Mertz did in the first preseason game and get him to where he was the last preseason game and get him a job, get him on the 53-man active roster. Now you got to say to yourself, I believe. This is what he can do with Graham Mertz. Hell, look how good Davis Mills looked. Davis Mills had a hell of a training camp. I'm sorry. Davis Mills had a hell of a training camp. And you know why? Because Davis Mills looked comfortable. And you're talking about one of the biggest minds on the team. If you're talking about overthinker, like you can look at Davis Mills sometimes and you're saying to yourself, this is before, this training camp. You can look at him and you can say, hey, Davis, why are you thinking, man? Just throw the ball. You're overthinking this thing. And I know, look, me trying to tell an NFL quarterback what to do, cool. I used to play Madden all the time, but I'm saying from the sidelines looking, I'm like, I don't know what you're looking at, Davis, but by the same token, like, you don't have to overthink this thing. Just play. And you could tell this season, this training camp, and this system, he is playing freely. Of course, he throws some interceptions here, but you didn't have all of those interceptions. Like Davis Mills had a bad training camp last year. He didn't have that this year. It looks like he's finally comfortable and found a system that fits him as well as CJ Stroud. So I'm saying all of that to say, you take that, what Nick Caley is able to do so far from what we've seen. Now, you insert CJ Stroud. You insert Nico Collins. You insert Xavier Hutchinson. You insert Jaden Higgins, whichever one is going to be the two. You got Christian Kirk. You got Jalen Noel. You got running back by committee right now, but Woody Marks put him in there. And what we talked about on Wednesday was, hey, look, if you run him back there, you also have someone that can run the ball and can catch the ball. And now you have an offensive coordinator who's saying, I can use every one of those players on the field. Every one of those players at the skill position, I could use them. Hey, Nico, I know what your strengths are. On this play, when you're in the game and your package, this is your package. Jalen Noel, this is your package. Christian Kirk, this is your package. Xavier Hutchinson, Jaden Higgins, this is your package. But he gives them all individual packages that fits inside of the system. And when you can find that, when you find that, and these players are on the field going with their instincts rather than overthinking, now you got them playing freely. And when they're playing freely, you have the athletes that can do that. You have the athletes that can play freely like that. You have the athletes and the talent that you can put on the field and they can perform. Let me give you an example. So, former Houston Texans wide receiver John Mechie. John Mechie is a route technician, y'all. I don't know. I mean, like I said earlier, hey, debate your stepdad, not me. Last season, and I talked about this on my show last season. I just didn't say who the wide receiver was. I talked about this on the show. And I think I brought it up on that former show that I was on. There was a play, and I forgot who it was against. But there's a play where John Mechie comes off the line, right? He comes off the line, and there's a linebacker that's dropping into zone, and there's a safety that's dropping into zone. And he's running. Now, when you look at the play, I think I even broke this play down. Actually, I did break this play down. When you're looking at the play and he's running and you're saying to yourself, okay, so he's going to go and he's going to get into the soft spot and he's going to give CJ a target to throw into the soft spot because the safety is more worried about, I don't even know who was on the outside at the time. So he's running out of the slot and you got another wide receiver here. So this wide receiver is going directly at the safety. And now you have him that you would think that he would find the soft spot in the zone and sit down for CJ Stroud. So I'm watching and I just see him run directly at the safety. And I said to myself, what the hell are he running towards the safety for? Like when you go back, you look at the play, he's running directly at the safety. Like he runs directly to the safety. So I asked him about it. I said, hey, Mitch, I was watching this play. I said, and on the play, like I said, I don't remember who the outside receiver was. I said, but you were in the slot. And you ran and you got behind the linebacker, but in front of the safety. And there was all this open field for you right here. I said, why didn't you? I said, I know you and I know your instincts. Why you just didn't take the open field? Why did you continue to run directly at the safety? You went straight to the safety. He said, so, Sarge, how long have you been watching me play football? I said, well, Mitch, I'm going to be honest with you. Not an Alabama fan, but I have seen your games. I said, I do know that once you and Bryce Young got on the same page after y'all lost to Texas, y'all took off. I do understand that. I went back, and after you got drafted, I definitely watched a lot of your games. So I've seen a lot of films. He said, you seen the way I run routes? I said, I have seen the way you run routes. He said, Sarge, there ain't a route that has been invented that I can't run. He said, you think I'm dumb on the football field? I said, hell no, I don't think you're dumb on the football field. He said, so do you think that I wanted to run a safety, or do you think I had to run to the safety? I said, He said, think about it. He said, if you're able to see all of that green field, what do you think I saw when I was running? What do you think I saw when I was running the route? And I'm saying to myself, if I turn right here, I'm going to be wide open. But if I turn right here, I may not get back in the game again. What did I tell you all last season about Bobby Slowick and route concepts? What did I tell you that when you go back and you watch film and you look at a lot of these wide receivers, you're saying to yourself, why is it taking them so long to get open? Because the route is long. Hey, Bobby, how come you never made the adjustments to be able to get the ball out of CJ's hands faster? Why are you making him drop back knowing that this offensive line ain't giving him the time to be protected? Oh, well. Guess it is what it is. All right, y'all, I got to get up out of here. I got to go over here and talk to a couple of these players as they walk the red carpet, and I am running late. So, jeez, I can't believe Dallas Cowboys traded Michael Parsons. You've been tuned into the Texans Happy Hour, sponsored by the Hall Family Estates. Go to www.hallfamilyestates.com for all your wine needs. They say you can't buy happiness, but you can buy wine, and that's the closest thing to it. Follow me on the app formerly known as Twitter at Big Sarge Sports, the Z at the end. Follow me on the Tick and the Talk at Big Sarge Media. Make sure you subscribe to the Texas Tailgate Talk, all one word, Texans Tailgate Talk. Make sure you follow me on Instagram at Big Sarge Sports with the Z at the end, because you know we do everything for the gram. And make sure you're reading my articles, www.bigsargemedia.com. Big Sarge, I'm out.
Big Sarge.